Something shifts in your body before your brain finds the words for it, a heaviness in your chest on a gray morning, or that low, directionless feeling you can't explain, which you eventually decide to blame on sleep, or work, or nothing at all. Most people assume mood is a brain problem. Something happening in your neurons, your neurotransmitters, your prefrontal cortex. And the brain is involved, but it may not be where the story starts. About 90% of your body's serotonin isn't produced in your brain. It's produced in your gut. The cells lining your intestines, prompted by signals from the roughly 38 trillion microorganisms living there, manufacture the very chemicals we associate with calm, contentment, and emotional stability. Which means gut health has never been just about digestion. It has always been about the infrastructure of how you feel. The first piece of this that most people miss is where the signals actually travel. Running from your brainstem all the way down to your abdomen is the vagus nerve, the main physical cable connecting your gut and your brain. What's remarkable is the direction of traffic. About 80% of the information traveling along the vagus nerve moves upward, from gut to brain, not the other way around. Your gut is not receiving instructions. It is sending them. Researchers studying germ-free mice, animals raised with no gut microbiome at all, found that these mice showed dramatically lower anxiety-like behaviors than normal mice. When scientists introduced a single bacterial strain, Lactobacillus rhamnosus, those behaviors returned. The microbiome wasn't a bystander. It was actively shaping how the brain responded to stress. The second mechanism involves what happens when gut bacteria eat the fiber you consume. When bacteria ferment fiber, they produce compounds called short-chain fatty acids. Butyrate is one of the most studied. It crosses the blood-brain barrier and behaves as an anti-inflammatory agent inside brain tissue. More specifically, it appears to influence the production of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is the protein your brain uses to form new neural connections and maintain existing ones. Chronically low BDNF is one of the most consistent biological markers found in people with depression. So the connection between eating fibrous foods and feeling emotionally steadier isn't a metaphor or a vague wellness claim. It runs through a specific molecular pathway, from your gut bacteria to a protein that determines how structurally resilient your brain stays over time. The third insight comes from a 2013 study out of UCLA. Researchers gave a group of healthy women a probiotic yogurt, containing several lactobacillus and bifidobacterium strains, twice a day for 4 weeks. At the end of the study, brain imaging showed measurably reduced activity in the insula and somatosensory cortex, the regions involved in processing internal emotional signals, particularly during emotionally challenging tasks. No medication. No therapy. No major lifestyle change. Just the consistent introduction of specific bacterial strains over time, and the brain's response to difficult feelings had shifted. The researchers began using the term psychobiotics to describe these kinds of bacteria, and while the field is still young, the direction of the evidence is not subtle. Here's something you can do this week. Pick one fermented food, plain live culture yogurt, kefir, kimchi, or sauerkraut, and eat a small portion of it daily for 7 days. Not as a cure. Not with any dramatic expectation. Just as an experiment in feeding a different part of your physiology. Alongside that, add one genuinely fiber-dense food each day, lentils, oats, an apple with the skin on, because the bacteria you're trying to support need prebiotic fiber to survive and produce the compounds your brain responds to. The fermented food alone isn't enough. You're tending to an ecosystem, and ecosystems need both the right residents and the right conditions. The strange thing about all of this is that it quietly reframes where emotional experience lives in the body. Mood has always felt like something happening behind the eyes, up in the mind. But a meaningful part of it is happening much lower, in a system most of us have never thought to pay attention to. That's not a reason to feel out of control of your inner life. If anything, it gives you one more quiet lever, one you can reach every time you sit down to eat.